Welcome to the Movie Addict 13. If you like what you see, click the like button below and subscribe for more videos coming soon. Now, let's sail into Pirates of the Caribbean, Curse of the Black Pearl. And Pirates of the Caribbean is one of Disney's most successful franchises, and it was directed by Gore Verbinski. It is a Walt Disney Pictures production, and the co-production was Jerry Bruckheimer Films. This film was domestically distributed by Walt Disney Studios and internationally distributed by many distribution companies such as Buena Vista International and Bandor Film. It was released on July 9, 2003 with a budget of $140 million, and it made a worldwide box office of $654 million. Today, we'll be looking at Jack Sparrow's legendary first appearance, and in the scene before, we have Will Turner showing the governor one of his finest swords. After showing his sword to the governor, we see Elizabeth Swann, the governor's daughter, coming down the stairs, ready to head out. And during this brief moment, we have Elizabeth and Will Turner having a brief conversation, which then fades into Jack Sparrow's entrance, where we see him staring out into the horizon and then jumping off the top of his boat as he realizes it is overflowing with water. This scene is Jack's first contact with civilization after being some time at sea. Now let's sail into the cinematography, and let's begin with the rule of third, which is when you aesthetically balance or unbalance a shot in order to attract the audience attention to a particular place on the screen. And this shot is balanced, and we see Jack and his sinking ship on screen center, which allows us to see his field of dignity even though his boat has sunk. We have sailors and the boat in the back on screen right, and we also have sailors and another boat in the back on screen left center. We can see a bit of Port Royal on screen left to indicate Jack's destination, and we also see a variation of camera movement to show Jack's arrival at Port Royal and his high ego as his boat continues to sink. And these camera movements are moving master, medium close-up, close-ups, wide shot, medium shot, dollying shot, full shot, medium wide shot, POV tracking shot, extreme close-up shot, and over-the-shoulder shot. Now, we also have two main camera angles that dramatize Jack's arrival to Port Royal, and these camera angles are low angle and eye level angle. Now, camera blocking also adds to the dramatization of Jack's arrival to Port Royal, and we see parallel blocking as Jack is sailing past an ark that has skeletons hanging from it, and we also see parallel blocking when he is sailing past a group of sailors. Lastly, parallel blocking is seen when Jack is approaching Port Royal, and here we can see Jack's high ego and his intact dignity as his boat continues to sink. We then have perpendicular blocking, which allows the audience to follow Jack's short journey to Port Royal. And the only time we see this type of blocking in this scene is when we are seeing his POV shot as he is sailing past the sailors, which then transitions into a parallel blocking. These camera movements and angles allow the audience to embark on Jack's journey and to emphasize with it. It also allows the audience to get to know who Johnny Depp's character is. Now let's sail through storytelling. The story in this film follows Jack's journey to reclaiming his title as captain of the Black Pearl pirate ship and the successful rescue of Elizabeth Swann. During his journey, Jack learns how to work in a team as he teams up with Will Turner to save Elizabeth, and he also learns how to lead a crew in a more humane way after seeing how Captain Barbosa treats his fellow crew members. And the storyline in this film sends the message of teamwork and honor of one's place in a team. Now let's look at the editing. This film was edited by Stephen E. Rifkin, Arthur Schmidt, and Craig Wood, and this film is full of action, and therefore we experience a generous amount of quick cuts. However, this scene in particular has long cuts, as this is where we are getting introduced to Captain Jack Sparrow and one of the main sets where the story takes place. We can also see how the editors implemented the rule of six to establish Johnny Depp's character. And let's begin with emotion. Emotion covers 50% of the scene and the film itself. And here we see Jack determined to arrive at his destination and to achieve his goal no matter what obstacles come his way. We also see see the emotion of anticipation as Jack is awaiting his arrival to Port Royal. And towards the end of this scene, we see his ego still up and strong as his boat continues to sink. Now story. Throughout the film, the audience embarks on a journey to save Elizabeth Swan from Barbossa and his crew. And this scene introduces us to Jack and his journey to becoming a more humane and fair pirate to his crew. Rhythm. The rhythm in this scene is slow, but throughout the film, the rhythm varies between slow and fast-paced. Now for eye trace. Like every film, the eye trace follows the 180-degree rule, and throughout the film, we see an eye-level angle when the characters are having a conversation with each other, and we are mostly maintaining the eye line of Jack Sparrow since we are seeing the world through his eyes. This scene in particular has a point of view eye trace from Jack. Now, the 2D plane is an important element of your film since it allows the audience to empathize with your character. And in Pirates of the Caribbean, the 2D plane is correctly implemented because the characters are facing real-life struggles which the audience can relate to, and the personalities of these characters have enough depth and are grounded in reality. The 3D plane adds to this ability for the audience to empathize with your characters, and this is because there is a good distance between the camera, character, settings, and props, allowing for everything to move in a logical manner and not create visual chaos. And if your film has visual chaos, your film is most likely not to succeed, as the audience will not be able to empathize with your characters. Now for sound design. The sound design in this film is varied, and the score was composed by Klaus Fado and produced by Hans Zimmer. And throughout the whole film, we are hearing non-diegetic sound, which is sound that occurs off-screen. And we have two types of musical representations. The first one is a leitmotif, which is a musical representation of a person, place, or thing. And this is the song Yo-Ho, A Pirate's Life for Me. And this leitmotif represents Elizabeth and Jack, and we hear it twice throughout the film. We first hear it in the opening sequence when we are introduced to Elizabeth, and then we hear it again towards the middle of the film when Jack and Elizabeth are stranded in an island. Now there's also a leitmotif for Elizabeth and Will, and this one is interesting because this song is a variation of the film's main theme, which is something I'll get into more details next. The second musical representation is a journey motif, which is a musical idea that defines Jack's journey, and this score is called Captain Jack Sparrow, which appears with different variations throughout the film, and it musically interprets Jack's hero's journey as he goes from the known world, which is the ocean, to the unknown world, which is his arrival at Port Royal, and then back again to the known world. We first hear it at the beginning of this scene as we are introduced to Jack Sparrow, and then we hear it again at the end when Jack has reclaimed the Black Pearl, his dignity, and his title. Here Jack has returned to the known world and is ready for his next adventure with his new crew. And we are also hearing a different variation of the Captain Jack Sparrow score, which then fades into the main theme again. We have reached our final destination, the fun facts. And while researching this film, I found 4 cool fun facts I would like to share with you. Fun fact number 1. This film was inspired off Disneyland's most famous attraction, Pirates of the Caribbean. Fun fact number 2. Production took place in St. Vincent's Island off the northern coast of Venezuela, south of the Caribbean. Fun fact number 3. Production staff hired many islanders to be extras in the film. And fun fact number 4. Many of the extras asked Disney to let them keep the props used during production. Thank you for sailing with me through Pirates of the Caribbean, Curse of the Black Pearl. If you have any requests, put them down in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next video.